situation, you need to go see a doctor. That's what you need to. Instead of talking to these gals, you need to go see a doctor because you can't feel your face, fool.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay, we're gonna start the show. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This is what's up. Hey man, it's Ace Michael's show, The Buzz, baby. And we are live with Brandi Harvey. Brandi Harvey is calling from Texas. That's
Yes,
a whole nother country. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but Texas is like, there's America, and then there's Texas. And things that happen in Texas, not necessarily what for the rest of America. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Brandi, how you doing, darling?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is my pleasure. We're going to have the interview of a lifetime here, you and I. Now, the people don't know much about you, so why don't you go on ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
Tell all y'all.
Yeah, tell all yums.
So, basically, I just really got started in the modeling industry.
Nice.
I'm pretty much a baby when it comes to all of it. So I'm really just kind of seeing where it's going. I started in July helping a friend. He wanted to build on his portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got into it not really thinking much of it. But I saw the pictures and they were super rewarding and I fell in love with it ever since. So I just recently got signed on to Castro Agency.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's been good ever since then. It's kind of just like, moving itself. I really don't have to do too much. But it's making progress and I'm excited. So we'll see.
But don't all girls want to be a model though? Like, isn't that like, they want to meet a prince, white picket fence, be a model. Like that's like on the bucket list of girls, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, I think every girl growing up wants to be like a model or a movie star, and of course I did, but it's surreal now, so it's kind of like a dream come true.
Interesting. So do you think that you will continue to do this? Like you're gonna make it a full-time career for yourself?
I hope so. I really hope so. I'm all about really taking it a step further, and it's never enough for me. Like I want to just keep pushing myself and seeing where I can go with it.
Nice. No, I'm not a girl, and I can't really think like a girl. But, as a guy, we have, like, role models. We have guys we look up to, we want to be. When you think of being a model, like, who are you thinking is your role model? Like, Kim Kardashian? Kendall Jenner?
No.
Like, who do you want to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's like real talk. Who do you want to be, dog?
No, I really look up to my sister a lot. She's my support system. She's my rock. Really, I guess what pushes me is wanting to be somebody's role model, like I want little girls to be able to look up to me and little boys to be able to look up to me, and I want to be somebody's role model. So that's really what keeps pushing me to try harder.
Now, is your sister a model?
No, she's a stay-at-home mom.
Nice.
But she's a house model.
Okay. She's obviously, she's gorgeous though. She's your sister, so you're good looking, right? You're a hot cookie from the bag. You know what I mean? So your sister, she's hot too, and so the two of you girls go out to Coyote Ugly and turn a lot of heads. I'm sure, right?
No. I have three sisters, so
tres, sea starters, tres, and they all good looking gals.
They are all beautiful. They are.
Now you're the only model.
Yes.
Interesting. You the youngest?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. I see. It's all coming together now. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to do your modeling thing, right? Are you single, gal?
No, I am not.
Okay, so the boys don't want to get at you because they know you're taken.
Exactly.
But the guy who's taking you, what's he think about this modeling? Because guys don't sit well with modeling, man. Guys go crazy over that.
It's hard. It really is hard. That was probably one of the biggest hardships beginning this, was, the comfortability level and, not insecurity, but, I could totally understand if I was in his position and, he was modeling, like, I wouldn't feel right about it either. But, we've sat down and we've talked on numerous occasions, and he's been very, very, very supportive, and he pushes me to try harder and of course keep it classy. So that's it goes hand in hand. He's been a great support system though, and he pushes me definitely.
And that's something that's important with couples. Like, unfortunately, Brad and Angelina just broke up, and I'm torn up about it. But the thing is that if you're going to be a couple, right? Wouldn't you agree that you both kind of have to be okay with the same stuff?
Right, and it needs to be open. Like, I would not feel comfortable going and doing the stuff behind his back,
Right.
So it was either, give it up or do what I want. And we went to church one morning, actually, and we got out of service, and it was all about, keeping your priorities and working together as a team. So if people are taking away things that you love, then obviously there's something wrong with that. And I think that's really where it clicked with us was, who would he be to drag me down? And, later on, I wouldn't want to resent him for holding me back and not letting me do what I love to do.
Sure.
So he's been very supportive of it.
Now, you mentioned going to church. Now,
right.
Some of these pictures that I saw, I mean, you're not showing off, you know what I'm saying? You're not showing off the strawberry, but you're showing off the cupcakes sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
My pastor would not be...
Right. Pastor would be like, whoa, wait a minute now. Yeah. But seriously, no, how does that work? Like, do you feel like you're doing anything wrong with the church when you're showing off your body?
I mean, obviously it stops me from working with certain, parts of the church. Like, I wouldn't be able to work in the student ministry or anything, with kids. But it doesn't stop me from volunteering at the church, I definitely don't flaunt it, and I don't dress provocatively when I go to church. So most people, I'm sure they don't have an idea. But yeah, I try to keep it very separate. So I think that's important as well.
What do you think in general about religion? Religion and spirituality seems to run a real gauntlet when it comes to like people wanting to perform. Like some artists, they feel like, oh man, I can't put this record out the way I want because I'm all spiritual. But then at the same time, I mean, sex is so natural. We all came from sex, right?
Right.
There's no denying that sex is a part of human nature. But, spiritual and religious people get really bent out of shape about you showing off too much body or provocative lyrics in your songs. You have any thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think it's really your relationship with the higher power. Everyone's different, and I'm no one to judge on, how you have your relationship or if you have a relationship at all. But personally for me, I believe that as long as I keep my relationship, with God, then that's really all that matters. As long as I know where I stand with him, then it all falls into place. So.
I think that should be the most personal relationship you get. If you don't have a personal relationship with God, then what personal relationship can you have? That should be the first one you get. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
On your phone, we got a little bit of framing issue. We're losing a little part of your face. There we go. Now you're center, but we want to make sure we get to see all that. You know what I'm saying? We paid for the whole show. You know what I mean? So the spirituality thing was a question of mine because I was just so curious, because nowadays there's so many people that go so far away from like the spirit world. Like we're in a whole nother level of thing. Like we got transvestitism, we got people coming out here doing wrecking ball, and it's kind of like, do you think, now this is kind of a deep question, but do you think that there's a correlation right now? Are we going through like the end of days?
You know what?
She laughs about it. I love it. That made her smile. Thinking about that made her smile. I love it. Wow.
I've seen a lot of controversy over it. Really, I think it's more of a trend going on. Like everyone just wants to take it to the next step, and not in a good way. Like they just want to see how far they can really push it. What really, transvestites, you do your thing. Gays, you do your thing.
Sure.
Whatever. You want to get married, that's fine. You're your own person.
Right.
What really just drives me nuts is when I see all this, like, Antichrist stuff. And when I see, like, people, like, why would you even want to chance it? Like, you're just going against, I don't know. That's one thing that drives me nuts is when I see people like, you know, hail Satan and stuff. I'm like, why would you want to risk that?
Yeah.
You know, you're just playing with fire.
Yeah, and did you grow up in a church? You grew up in a religious family?
Yeah, we're Lutheran.
Okay, so you grew up in church, and at what point did you say it's okay for me to show off my body in a provocative way? Because, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I never really had like a day where I just woke up and thought, oh, it'll be okay. I mean, we didn't go to church every single Sunday. I try to do that now more on my own end. But I think really my family's just been so supportive of it.
mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, it really, you know, I was raised to know that like it's just your relationship with God. You know, it's how
Mm-hmm.
you perceive everything. You know, it doesn't really matter, you know, if everyone going to church judges you for a certain way, or if, you know, whoever judges you, because there's really only one person that can judge you. But no, my family, they've been supportive of it. So really that's all I care about is what they have to say, what they have to think. And they haven't said anything negative, and I'm trying not to push the envelope too much with
Mm-hmm.
it and really see what I can get away with. I mean, like I said, I have my limits, I have my boundaries, and just knowing my comfort level with it, you know, I wouldn't want to push that.
Yeah, and that's what's important. So, what are your limits? Like, where do you draw the line? Somebody calls you and they say, "Hey," your agent calls and goes, "Hey, we got this job. We want you to work. How do you feel about, you know, X blah blah blah?" And you go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, wait a minute." You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Fruit? Really? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, where do we start to draw the line? You know what I mean?
I think basically what I've been doing lately, like if I am going to be naked, it's going to be implied, which basically means like I'm covered up. Like
Sure.
all my good stuff is covered up, so
Right.
it's just kind of almost the fantasy of it. It could be like my arms covering me up, or like a sheet covering me up, or something. I wouldn't want to show anything too much. I wouldn't want to show too much here, or I wouldn't
Right.
want to show anything down there. You know, I think maybe like the most I've done is like a thong or something. You know, but
Right.
it covers all the importance.
Now, what do you think about when you see other women who are successful celebrities and they're doing full nude stuff? Do you look at them and go, "Oh, girlfriend, you messing it up for the rest of us," or you know what I mean? Like, does that matter to you?
No, it doesn't. I mean, everyone is their own person. I definitely feel, I don't know. I've seen some girls' pictures, and I mean, if they have the body for it, then they have the body for it. And if they want to flaunt it, they do. I think everyone's, it's kind of controversial to say self-respect level, in this industry. I mean, I do have a lot of self-respect for myself, and I believe that my morals, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing something
Right.
like that. But you know, some people it's empowering. You know, some girls it empowers them to take pictures like that. So, I mean, I think to each their own. You know, if whatever makes you feel better about yourself and whatever gets you paid, then that's your own.
And
know?
you gotta admit too. I mean, you have a banging body.
Thank
So,
you.
I mean, you do. You know you got a banging, but you come on, you ain't no stranger to the mirror. You know you got a banging body. So you've got a great body, and you say, "Hey, somebody wants to pay me to wear these gym shorts. Hello, I'm gonna wear some gym shorts and get paid. What's the problem? I'm gonna stand in front of a freaking hot car because you just did some modeling in front of some sports cars that cost more money than some people might make in their whole lifetime."
I was so nervous to scratch it. I remember I was sitting on the
scratching.
This was with
Are you having a problem scratching things or something? What are you worried about scratching it for?
It's like my nails. So I had to lean back with my hands, and I'm like, okay, my nails are gonna scratch it, and they're gonna make me pay for the hood, and like, I can't afford a $400,000 car.
Okay, listen, Wolverine. These cars can handle your nails, okay? If your nail is going to scratch the dent, put a dent in that car, which costs $170 billion, right? Then we got a problem at the design factory, and that's not on you. But
even like my finger smudges, though. Like I would see a smudge, and I'm like looking at the photographer, like, did he see that? What do I do? Do I try to wipe it away? Like, what is that? Like, I was just, and then they're like, well, it's fiberglass. You need to be careful sitting on it. And I'm like, trying to hold myself up, trying like barely hovering over it, and it looks like I was sweating bullets through that whole photo shoot. It was hard.
As if they have like some system, like, oh, you scratched it, you bought it. I don't have to tell you, you bought it. You bought it. Just go ahead. You can put that in your file. You got student loan, you got medical school, you got fiberglass card. You bought it. I want to tell you. Exactly. Go ahead and start making your payments now. You bought it. That's funny.
Free photo shoots paid off.
That's funny. So in your future, are you foreseeing down the road, like, I'm going to be a mom with 17 kids and live in Texas and raise this family?
I want a whole football team, honestly. I want to have a little 7-on-7 in my backyard, you know?
I don't think you could have said anything more Texas right now. Like, really? What? And they won't eat crepes. They eat real pancakes, damn it. Not skinny crepes. They got to eat real pancakes, for crying out loud. American pancakes. No. Wow. So you want to have a big family. That's good.
I don't want a huge family. My boyfriend has a son, so he's 4. And he's a handful, but he's the sweetest thing in the world. And I definitely would want probably 2 or 3 more. I think 3 is my limit. But
do you think that makes the family stronger, like having a big family? Because nowadays we've kind of gotten away from like the real family unit. Like people are doing their own thing. That, you know, kids like in text world. You know what I mean? So do you think that makes family stronger? Like a big family, everybody eat breakfast together, eat dinner together?
Definitely. Yeah, I know it's a big deal for us. You know, if we have dinner together, we turn the TV off, like we turn our phones off, like everyone sits down and we actually enjoy each other. Nice. I do feel like a bigger family is more important. My dad and my mom, you know, having 4 daughters, and then once with I have 2 half sisters, and then I have 1 full sister. Nice. So there's 2 and 2 separate moms. But I mean, we all get along great, you know. So I think it is very important to have multiple resources in your family. You know, like in case I get mad at one sister, I have 2 others to go to. So I think it is important to have. The bigger, the better. You know.
So note to guys, if you're seeing 2 different women right now, you're just building multiple resources for down the road. It's not bad. That's all you're doing. Hey, don't trip. I'm thinking ahead. That's all.
He's doing it right.
Doing it like a boss. I get it. So what about the future for you? Let's talk about some of your aspirations for the future. So you do more modeling. Have you thought about getting into movies? You're real cute. You could be an actress. You ever thought about that?
I would love to get into movies eventually. Magazines, commercials, you know, whatever I can. I don't want to, you know, think too far ahead and, you know, get in over my head, but I definitely do. I would love to be in movies.
Do all of it. Take it. Do it. Get some.
I would love to.
So we'll good. See. So have you done any acting classes yet?
No, actually, I'm brand new at all of this. You know, I just started modeling in July, so it's a whole new world. I feel like I dipped my toes in, and now I'm like drowning in a good way.
So you went out, you did a photo shoot. And you got an agent, a bona fide agent you got after doing what, like 1 photo shoot?
No. I did 1 photo shoot to help a friend. I got the pictures back, and I got a bunch of positive feedback from it. And then more and more local photographers contacted me. You know, let's go to Austin, let's go to Dallas, let's go to Galveston, you know. And it just kind of went on from there. Well, then I made a social media page. And it was a separate account with those pictures, and it kind of really just spiraled out of control. And then I contacted Castro. Wow. And I got signed on just last week. So it's been really good. It's been great.
And you realize that some people don't even do that. They don't accomplish that in their whole life. You realize that, right?
They don't what?
They don't accomplish that in their whole life.
Oh, yeah, no, it's hit me hard. It's definitely overwhelming. I mean, like I said, I feel like I just dipped my toes in, and now I'm like completely underwater, submerged. So it's a lot to, you know, get the hang of. But
I'm not sure that I get that analogy of it, but why you gotta be submerged, dog? You ain't gotta be submerged.
It's a lot to handle.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So social media. If people want to contact you, how do they reach you? How do they find you?
So I just made an Instagram. It's
Nice.
Harvey, HARVEY.Brandi, BRANDI. My Facebook is just my name, Brandi Harvey. I have an email with it in case you can't find me, but it's info.brandyharvey@gmail.com.
And that is what's up. It's Brandi Harvey. Brandi, thank you so much for being on the show and talking with me today. I look forward to big things. I know you're going to do them. Even though you're new to this, from your limited experience, if you had one piece of advice you could share with someone who wants to be you one day, what might you say to them?
Just don't let anyone push you down. You know, keep going, push yourself, always take it to the next level. You know, once you accomplish your dreams, keep going, get new dreams, go further, you know, always take it to the next step.
And that is what's up. Hey, man, it's been the Ace Micheals Show. It's Brandi. If you ever want to be on the show yourself, just give us a call at 702-540-3498, or you can email us, beonthebuzz@yahoo.com. Hey, everybody, give a kiss to Brandi. And Brandi, thank you so much for being on the show. And you know what I say? Live the life you love the life you live.
There you go.